First and foremost, definitely when it comes to my comic book movies, I do not take the analysis of these critics seriously. My timeline on any given movie can be filled with so much hate, but I'll still go out and I'll see it if I'm at least interested in it or I'm a fan of the character. Now, even if I thoroughly enjoy the movie, which is often, but many people said it was bad, I will still at least understand where they are coming from. Venom, not so much. I saw a bunch of critics saying that the movie was bad, even Catwoman bad, and after seeing the movie, I'm convinced that a bunch of these idiots were the ones that were analyzing it because I love the movie. I was skeptical about the movie at first when I first heard about it. I'm one of those guys that enjoys comic accuracy when it comes to live action forms of the characters. It was obvious that Venom was going to have a mix of different storylines in comparison to like an individual storyline in the comic. I would have much rather seen a more evil, objectively bad Venom, but the Venom in this movie is treated more as a likable good guy and a vigilante, and he's had his moments with his approach in the comics. Now, there's also no reference to Spider-Man in this film, and what the hell is Venom without Spider-Man? Apparently the writers were limited because of the deal between Sony and Marvel Studios. But the skepticism was silenced when I saw the movie. Tom Hardy played an excellent Venom, and it still had some of the historical elements. You know, Eddie Brock is the most popular depiction of Venom, even though Spider-Man was the first to bond with that symbiote. Now, much like the comics, he still comes from a background of journalism. Now, the biggest thing for me, especially with a character like Venom, is that I prefer rated R movies because there aren't as many limitations. If you've read the comics, you know that Venom is a violent character. So with a PG-13 rating, there's only so much they can do. However, this movie still manages to capture the violence of Venom. It has a nice balance of sort of the comedic effect and darkness. And the contrast between Venom and Brock is one of the more better parts of this movie. You cannot go into this movie expecting the depth of what goes into like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I've made that mistake before. This is one movie with a character that has only barely been developed in live action films, so it moves very fast and doesn't go into much depth when it comes to Brock's past. And I can understand how that could throw people off, but if you look at it objectively as if it's just a standalone movie, it makes plenty of sense. I think that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has ruined it for people in terms of their expectations when it comes to these different films. Many of those are long movies in which a character has appeared in multiple different, sort of films, which gives the writers a lot more flexibility. Now, the CGI in this film isn't that bad either, and some of the fight scenes are pretty solid. Now, people's approach to CGI has always been so weird to me. You get these elitist types that hate when you use it because and that's so weird because they act like it's killing the storyline, but that's a bunch of garbage, right? For example, it's Venom. It's this big friggin' half symbiote, half man. What the hell else are they supposed to use? Anyway, go into the movie with a clear mind, especially if you're a big fan of comics. It is a good movie. Just understand that there can exist characters that are outside the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Don't listen to these professional critics. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Go see Venom.